Hello everyone and welcome to another Pokemon vid. This one is a little bit different than probably anything that's going to be on this channel because it's more of an update on things that have happened since the last video that got uploaded, which was the ending of the Legends ZA DLC. I think back in February. I could be wrong. I probably am. And we're supposed to do Nuzlocke right after that. Let's go back into doing that, and then other things that were gonna be happening as well. But several things have happened, and I will talk about them while doing a little bit of a classic Nuzlocke in Fire Red. Because I thought it'd be a lot easier to do it, because it's kind of play along, just chat, vibe, and all that good stuff. So I'm just gonna talk about various things that have happened. One of which was going on since before the end of last year. I think back in October. Which is kind of also impacting, Nuzlocks, with Platinum and onward. So, I'm gonna talk about that and a few other things as well. One of which is what I'm currently dealing with right now, and the other things are just... I wouldn't say they're minor, but also not major, but they kind of also played a little part into how it complicated everything. So, yeah, I'm just gonna be just kind of going at it, and one of which was a very, very recent thing. Which didn't impact anything else, it was just something that happened very recently. Which kind of very, very, very minutely impacted wanting to get back to recording, editing, and whatnot. So yeah, I will, I'll try and talk about all that stuff. I don't know how in depth I will go, because it'll just give me like a per basis thing of, to talk about. Yeah, so first thing first is what was happening since the end of like last year, back in December. So back in December, the weather was getting not cold, but it was getting to the point where like it was kind of impacting like internet and everything, which is something else I'll kind of talk about in a little bit. But with it, it's getting super cold, like for some reason, like my internet just doesn't like it for some reason. I don't know why. And it just... I've yet to figure out why it's like that. It just is. Because when I go to stream, it will just have major issues with stream quality, there's things being impacted, and just not enjoyable overall. So, that's also why, I think it was like early December, took a little mini hiatus, because I wanted to wait till it got warm again in like March. But... because I think that was shortly after the ZA DLC, I got done playing that. And that when it started to warm back up again, so that kind of had a little bit to deal with, so which it wouldn't really impact uploading, it would just make it take a little bit longer to upload. Which is why usually when I do Nuzlocks, I try and record at least 2 weeks ahead. That way, I can record 1 week, edit it, and then try and get it upload the week after. That way I'll have it scheduled, get all the post scheduled for it to go up the Wednesday after. So like for example, like right now I'm recording it on a Wednesday. the episode would have gone up this afternoon, but I would have recorded it 2 weeks ago and had it upload last Wednesday or last Friday, whatever. Because that way, you know, if it takes a while to upload, it would have plenty of time to get done and wouldn't have to worry about it too much. And it's also because sometimes when I go to upload it, my internet doesn't play well with YouTube for some reason. And like there'll be times where it'll take way too long. Like it could be like a 20-minute video to upload, and it would take like an hour and a half. I don't know why it does it. It just does. My internet sucks. And so because of that, you know, with the the internet also being the main factor for everything, it just would have taken way longer, and with like wanting to get back into streaming when it was getting warmer, you know, it probably would have taken a little bit longer. So again, not a big deal to in like the grand scheme of things, because it would have been ahead of time. But that was like one little thing, really. But the big thing, really, was work. With work getting super busy at the end of last year, all like for the rest of December, and normally it would kind of stay that way throughout most of January until it just kind of steadies off again back in February. It didn't do that. It stayed busy the entire time. Like it, almost every single day was getting busy and busy and busy, to the point where, because normally I would leave at like 6 p.m. and you'll get home like roughly 6:30, so it wouldn't be that bad. Yeah, it was getting to the point where I wouldn't get home till almost 7. Like, there's even a couple times where I didn't get home till like 7:30. And with it being super busy and getting dark early, and it being cold, like I was getting super tired way too early. And when I get home, like I would just be mentally tired. And for me, I would rather be physically tired than mentally tired, because that way, I can recharge, while I'm doing a video, recording, and whatever. And it wouldn't be that much of a hassle. But if I'm mentally exhausted, I'm the type of person that would just zone out and just kind of zone back in and be like, oh, that sucked, I shouldn't zone out again. And that'll happen later, I'll zone out for like 10-15 minutes before I even realize I'm zoning out. And I would start to be tired at like 10 o'clock. And then I would just like lay down, doze off for like 3 hours, wake up at like 2 in the morning. It's like, alright, well I gotta go back to sleep. And yeah, I just didn't want that to really impact too much, because that would really only leave me like a couple days just to have to record and edit. And I just want to add that on top of everything. It just wasn't going to be good. And you know, when it did get back to being warmer in like end of February, beginning of March, it was still busy. I just didn't want to do like 2-3 hour, like at most 4 hour streams. Cause like I'm the person that would rather do minimum 4 hours, not maximum 4 hours. So anywhere between 4 to 6 hours, I'd be okay with. And with it just being significantly less than that, and it being cold and just everything is just compiling together, it's like I just didn't want to do that. It just wouldn't be enjoyable for me to do it, and it was gonna just feel like a second job, which I didn't want to get burned out and just have to go through that whole thing like I did before when streaming on Twitch like a few years ago, when they had their like hourly requirement per month. I had to do like 100 hours a month, so I had to do like 5 days a week, anywhere from 6 to 8 hours, 5 streams a week, like at least 4 or 5 streams a week, from anywhere to like 6 to 8 hours. And I got burnt out super quick because it felt like another job, and I didn't want to have that to happen again. And so with me just getting off late, being tired, and it was the worst thing to do. And so like I had to, what I did recently was kind of trim the time I would get off late, kind of back a little bit, so that way when I get off from work, I would be able to get home at a decent time to, if I gotta record, edit, upload, stream, whatever, you know, I can still do that, in a reasonable amount of time and still be able to have fun with it. So that was like the big thing of what I was going through up until March. But that's not the only thing. So the other thing was, and this is like the big thing that really impacted, making the other channels. Because again, I think I'm pretty sure I talked about it. I know that stream I talked about it. Of wanting to have the main channel right now. The main channel wanting to be the Pokemon channel, mainly for Nuzlocke, and and eventually I'll do like shiny hunting videos, and which I'm in the process of doing right now. It's just gonna take a little while to edit those together, along with wanting to do other channel stuff. So I'm probably gonna treat the main videos being the shiny hunting videos, and just kind of have Nuzlocke vids, just kind of just be stuff to do like in between the big ones, because I'll still work on those alongside everything else. But I definitely get the Halo channel because I want to do like custom game, like not walkthroughs, but just kind of just do certain maps and kind of talk about like my thoughts on them, kind of just go through them, play them a little bit, and just have like a kind of like a mini scripted idea to upload for it. Just that kind of stuff for the Halo channel. And then the other channel is going to be the gacha game channel, which is just going to be like gacha pulls on Fate Grand Order, NTE, Star Rail, ZZZ, maybe some Uma Musume from time to time, if I feel like doing stuff on that. And eventually I just had to just say F it, make the channels anyway, and just hope the person I wanted to commission could get the art made for them, which is gonna be, channel banner, profile picture, and even like the overlay for when we start the Platinum Nuzlocke, which will happen, by the way. I'm just gonna do like a not like a custom one, but kind of like a DIY one that could work for a little while. Because I do want to get back into doing Nuzlocke again. And so what had happened was, like, I got around to making them. I obviously uploaded one gacha vid already, which was a Star Rail Yao Guang pulls like a month ago at this point. And I just made a simple banner of like different gacha characters on it. Had that be the gacha channel banner, and so that was already made. But what had happened was, back in I think it was October is when I initially commissioned them, because they're the same ones that did like all the other layouts, like for the other Nuzlocke, and even like the stream overlay and model that I have right now, which was quite a bit of stuff I wanted to get done, admittedly, but. And again, it was something that I knew was gonna take a while, and I said, hey, we can just work on it whenever. And so it was just like, hey, if you can, just whenever you get the time to work on it, like, don't worry about having to rush it or anything. Just when it's done, it's done. Because again, this is when I was doing the ZA DLC playthrough and the and like streaming at the same time. I don't know if I'm gonna catch this. But so like I told them that, and they're like, yeah, it sounds good. Like no worries. I'll try to get like a little thing like quickly drawn up, and they'll get your thoughts on it. So I'm like, all right, sounds good. And then I didn't get anything back for like I think 2 to 3 months, which was, you know, again, just quite a bit of stuff to make, and just waiting on it. But then it got to be like end of January. I'm like, it's been a while. I just maybe I'll just check in on him, you know, see what's going on. And they're like, oh, I just ran into some like IRL stuff, and just kind of getting back into the flow of things. So like, I'll get something to you soon. I'm like, all right, sounds good. No worries. Like, I've been busy myself. Just no worries. When you have the chance to work on it. And so that was that. And then it gets to be about I think late March, maybe like early, like I think it's like mid to late March, something like that. Was when they got back to me and said, hey, I won't be able to work on them. Some things have come up. I won't have time to work on it. You know, I apologize. You know, like, I'm not gonna just charge you or anything. Which is why I like working with them, because they usually make it first, and I'll pay like full price for it, because it looks amazing, and I want to work with them always. And so when they said that, I was like, hey, it's all good. You know, when you get it all like sorted out, you know, I'd be glad to work with it. And they're like, all right, thanks again. And I tried looking around like VGen and other places for someone that, you know, it would be like the same style as before. But this is just like something that could be. I'll have to kill this. I don't want to fail this, but I have to. I don't want it to get knocked out. But, you know, I tried looking around, couldn't... I mean, there's like a lot of people that had like unique styles and they're all really good, but none of them really like grabbed my attention. Like, oh hey, this thing that they have as an example looks really good. It's just not what I would want, you know? And I don't want to sound picky or anything, but it was just one of the things where it's just trying to find one thing that I would like. It was just like kind of hard to do, and I almost forgot the time map. So, and that was again like a few months ago. So that was like around the time that I just said F it and just went ahead and made the channels and just got all that stuff ready for when I got back to streaming at the end of May. And so I'm pretty much just gonna keep looking around. I'll just make, you know, stuff from like scratch. Just, again, it won't be great, but it'll still be something to work with for the time being, until I can find, you know, someone that I would want to do have this stuff made. And I did have a few people to reach out, and I looked at them, but again, they just wasn't what I was looking for, like style-wise, and it's like I'm still on the lookout for it. So once I find someone, stuff will get, you know, made and all that stuff. So, and again, like it went on for a while, and I'm, you know, sucks to, you know, not be able to work with them for a while, because like again, they had the style that I loved and just all that stuff. But you know, it is what it is. So eventually we'll get back to doing Nuzlocke and other stuff again on the channel, alongside with, you know, uploading to the other channels, which the other channels won't be the main focus. Again, because gotcha stuff could be anywhere from like one banner right after another one to a month from now. So it'll just be like on a per banner basis. And same thing with like the Halo channel, where it's just like I'll just kind of just maybe just like upload some matches like here and there, while trying to get like different custom game maps like uploaded into do scripts and stuff. But I'm gonna try and focus on the Pokemon channel more, as like the main focus really. So again, it'll just be like tiny videos the main thing, but also have Nuzlocke like in between, just like something to watch and like other challenge like stuff as well. So it's also like a mini channel update kind of thing. I'm at the run from this one as well because I won't be able to catch it. That's unfortunate. So again, that's like like one other thing. But the next thing I would kind of say was also like a significant factor in everything, and it was my ear, my left ear, because oddly enough, at the end of February, like last week of February into like early March, I would say I wouldn't say I got sick. It was more like a really bad allergy, because like on a Monday, and I got, you know, runny nose. Next day that went away, but I got watery eyes. And then like next day that went away, and I had like a really bad cough. And that cough lasted for like the next week and a half. And you know, with me like coughing constantly, stream was not gonna be good. Videos weren't gonna be any good at all. And when I mean constantly, I mean it was bad to the point where my stomach like hurt. Like anytime I had a cough, like it was so sore, and it was painful at the end of it. So that went on for a while, and then once that went away, I was like, oh cool, like that's gone. I can try to get everything back up and going again. But then all of a sudden, it just, you know, my left ear just went super like muffled. It was like kind of hard to hear out of. So I went to try and get it cleaned out, and they're like, I've got it cleaned out on a Friday night after work, which is like, again, like 6:45, almost 7 o'clock at night. So by the time I got home, it was close to 8. And I think I decided to go somewhere else as well, so like, I got home very, very late that night. And they're like, hey, just take this stuff, just take some Tylenol over the weekend, like your ear should be good. Monday rolls around, it's not good. It's still muffled, quiet, all that stuff, and granted, I could have gone back, but that was gonna be like a 20-25 minute drive, just go all the way there. I just wanted to go someplace closer that would be a lot easier to go. And I finally found a clinic that was a lot closer, like half the time. And I tried to schedule like a phone call, like not a phone call, but I tried to schedule a thing like ahead so that they could contact me. And like that entire week, it was like Monday night, so I was kind of expecting either Tuesday or Wednesday for them to call. But they never did. I had work Thursday, Friday, so... And of course, they weren't open on the weekend, so I had to wait till Monday. And then when it didn't happen... These ground types, I swear. And so when that... Like, when Monday came back around, I still didn't get a phone call, so I just called them instead. And finally got like, an appointment set up that week. Went in, had them check it out. And initially they said that there was like cloudy stuff in my ear, so they thought it might have been a possible ear infection. So for about 2 weeks, I was taking eardrops, and they said if it didn't clear up by like week and a half or so, I think I just call in and I get like an appointment made. So like I call back, they're like, all right, we'll get you in. And so I went back in, I think either that Friday or the week after. And they checked it again. They said, "Oh, there's no like cloudy stuff in the ear anymore. We're good there." But it looks like you have fluid in your ear now, so we'll have you just be on like a nasal spray and like a antihistamine like kind of pill. I was like, all right, just take that for a couple weeks, and you know, we'll see how it is at the end of it. And if it's not better, call back and we'll get you back in. So I'm like, all right, cool. Do that for 2 weeks, and again, the medicine that they prescribed me had a... I wouldn't really say it was like a side effect, but they said it could have a possible... thing of, you know, you could get your heart rate kind of up a little bit higher than expected, and you could just be at risk of like a heart like palpitations. And that was something I definitely didn't want to do, because I had to do it twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. And usually when I do it in the evening, it would be during when I would stream, and I didn't want something to happen, you know, during recording or during the stream, so I just didn't want to risk it. And so after the first 2 weeks, went back in because it's still there, and they looked at it again and said, hey, there's, if it's still there, you have a few options. And I was like, all right, let's hear them. And so they listed out that could, you know, go back on the stuff again for 2 more weeks, see if it does anything. Get a referral to go to like ear, nose, and throat clinic, or you just kind of live with it and just deal with it, because it was going on for like a long while, like before everything with my ear happened. And so I was like, well, I'd rather not live with it, because it's really annoying, because there's always this like kind of leathery sound. If like you ever sit on like a leather seat, it's like the weird kind of screech crunching kind of noise, or when you walk on snow, that was also just happening in my ear. And it was almost every time I go to eat, drink, whatever thing will always happen in my ear. So didn't want to deal with it. So, and I knew if I went to the ear, nose, and throat clinic, they're probably gonna do something with it, and it's gonna be painful. I didn't want that to happen. So, least painful option would just go back on it for 2 more weeks, and at the end of it, it didn't do anything. It just the same as before. So, it was call back, and it was like, can I get a referral to this place? I mean, it is kind of being like, because it was like the clinic that I went to was like a branch of the main thing, and that way it would just stay in the same kind of system that they have. I was like, just do this and just go there, and they're like, all right. And I will get all set up, and so I want to say like a week later, like the following week, they called and was like, got an appointment in. So got all that situated, and when I went in for that appointment, they're like, yeah, it's just a bunch of earwax, so we'll just get that cleaned out and just do this other stuff. And I was like, okay, like, sure, well, I'll go with it, why not? And what they wanted me to do was to put either mineral oil or baby oil, like 1 drop in my ear each night, and then once a week, just put some like hydrogen peroxide in and get it cleaned out. So I was like, all right, I don't know how that's gonna work, but sure. And they tell me, you know, if it doesn't go away in a couple weeks, just call back and we'll get you in again. So I'm like, all right. Didn't do anything after the 2 weeks, so I went back in. And when I went back in, they tell me, oh, you know, we got one problem done, so you don't really have earwax anymore. Well, dry earwax. Apparently, my ears weren't doing enough oil, so it was kind of getting dried in there. So they're like, yeah, so apparently what the problem is that your eardrum is being pushed in. So that's probably why you're getting all that stuff happening in your ear. I'm like, how do I... Okay, and they're like, it might have been allergy related. Because, you know... I forget exactly what they said, but it was like allergy related that could have happened. And so they tell me, okay, for the next like 6 weeks, just keep doing like the 1 drop in each ear, as you've been doing. But we want you to also, anyway, let's run this over, but it's fine. But what we want you to do along with it is to try and like pop your ears about once an hour, like every hour at least once. Like once an hour, just try and pop your ears so that way it'll kind of push it back out. And we want you to do like a sinus rinse, and then have this other nasal spray thing to do. And we want you to do that for 6 weeks, and then we'll have you come back in for a follow-up. So I'm like, okay. Because apparently when they looked in my nose and throat, they're like, oh, it's kind of inflamed. So, do this stuff and it's probably going to help out as well. Which is kind of doing a little bit, the spray and the rinse. But the big thing really is helping is actually popping my ears out, or at least try and do that. And so, we'll go back in about 2 weeks, because I have an orthodontist appointment next Wednesday on the 15th. So hopefully when I go back in to the ear, nose, and throat clinic, it'll be a lot better. Or if, you know, they'll have something else to do, because it's not quite all the way gone, but it's a lot more manageable now than it was. Like before. So I'm hoping something can be done about it so it'll go away completely. So we'll see what happens around that time, but yeah, so that was like another big thing that was causing this stuff to kind of be delayed, impacted, and whatnot. In terms of recording, again, because again, I didn't want to do all this stuff and haven't, you know, push things back or delay things for a while, so I just wanted to kind of wait, see how things would play out. Along with getting back into doing streaming, because now I multi-stream over, you know, on Twitch and the what would be the VOD channel, but now it's the YouTube stream channel, which is Dragon Saint VT Streams on YouTube and just Dragon Saint VT on Twitch, both with the 0. And I just want to kind of test that out for a little bit, just get back to the flow of streaming again. And so now that I'm got that situated and getting back in the flow of that, because I just want to take things slowly, not trying to just jump right back into it, just get just overwhelmed all at once. So I'd rather take things slowly over time than just all at once. So now I'm just getting slowly back to uploading again, which again would be Nuzlocke, shiny vids, and other maybe various Pokemon things here and there. You know, depending on what I feel like doing. And so yeah, which again, I do apologize for not uploading to this channel. It's just been a rough time so far. So we'll try and get back into the flow of things hopefully soon, rather than later, you know. So that was like the main things up until now, really. And then the last thing I just kind of want to talk about, which I won't go into detail because it's still very recent, and I talked about it on stream, and I almost broke down completely on stream. But afterwards I've been able to deal with it like a lot better. But very, very recently, but by the time this video goes out, it would have been like a week or so ago. But our oldest cat, which was an orange like cat that we had named Garfield, sadly passed away, and we had him for over 10 years. So that happened on a Tuesday, and which I believe was I believe it was the 7th is when it happened. And no, it was last week. It would have been in the end of June, because it was before the 4th of July, so it was the last Tuesday, like I think the 29th or the 30th is when it happened. And so unfortunately he was having difficulty breathing, and it was later revealed that he had a tumor like around his heart, so it made it hard to breathe. And he also didn't have that much time left anyway, because again, he was getting older and not as active and whatnot. So, you know, rather than have him suffer and everything, we had to make the decision just to say our goodbyes and just kind of let it be, you know. And so that was shortly after I started just trying to get back to uploading again videos and whatnot to the like Gacha channel and whatnot. So I wanted to record this last week, but I just wasn't in the sort of mentality and mood to really record anything, because it was just fresh. I didn't want to stream because I had to update everyone on what happened. And then of course like 4th of July happened, and you know, I just had to try and collect my thoughts and just get everything in order, for that way when I go to record it, I just wouldn't kind of lose my like words and just kind of go on a rant about stuff. So yeah, that was another recent thing that happened. So again, I do apologize about everything that has like happened since the last upload and all the other things that happened. But we'll get back into the flow of things, get stuff uploaded again. So yeah, so yeah, just wanted to kind of update y'all on stuff going forward. Pokemon channel is gonna be the main channel, will be all the main focus on it, trying to get stuff worked on for that mainly. And then the Gacha and the Halo channel will just be kind of like not things I just want to kind of do it once in a while, but you know, because we'll still play Halo every week, we'll still do Gacha stuff, and I'll just try and make videos and upload them in between getting stuff for the Pokemon channel done. So yeah, but you know, but yeah, so anyway, just want to say thank y'all very much for watching and, you know, being understanding and everything that has happened. Truly means a lot, so thank y'all very, very much. And yeah, so you know, leave a like if you enjoyed, you know, the discussion, really. And look forward to the next Pokemon video when it comes out. So again, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna catch y'all later. Of course, I'll have the Halo and the Gacha channel links posted in the description below. So yeah, but again, thanks for watching, and I will catch y'all later. Bye.